The Dallas Cowboys just tried to ruin my Christmas. I mean, my goodness, guys. We haven't seen a game this bad since Week 5 against San Francisco. Dallas got manhandled on the road against the Buffalo Bills, 31-10. And really 31-3 if you don't want to count that late touchdown in garbage time. An awful showing for Dallas, and all of the things that we have been concerned about with this team showed up tonight. So, let's talk about it. I think we should start out this video talking about the thing that everyone is thinking about after this game, the Dallas run defense. A unit that went into this game knowing that they had to stand up to this Buffalo front in a rain game on the road. This was prime time for a team to win in the trenches and win the game. And boy, did the Cowboys stand up. They stood straight up and watched James Cook run right down the field and average 7.2 yards per carry. James Cook alone had 179 yards on the ground. He had 100 plus in the first half alone. He averaged 7.2 yards per carry on the ground tonight. And hell, the Bills' backup Ty Johnson had 6 yards per carry. And honestly, I don't even think it mattered who was carrying the ball for Buffalo. Dallas wasn't going to stop them. And honestly, we can end the game right there because there's nothing else that needs to be said. It was a concern for this team last year, and now it's a concern again. And it's something we're going to have to think about heading into the playoffs, considering Philly and San Francisco can punch you in the mouth with their run game. The Bills' run game was so dominant, Josh Allen had 94 passing yards. He completed 7 passes. 7. The Bills just didn't need to run the ball. If someone told you that Dallas held Josh Allen to 7 completed passes for 94 yards and 1 touchdown, Stephon Diggs to 4 catches for 48 yards and 0 touchdowns, you would probably think Dallas probably won this game. You'd feel pretty good about how you did on defense until you looked at the rushing numbers, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, the Cowboys got pummeled. That was the most pitiful display of run defense that I've ever seen from a Cowboys team. It's up there with 2018 when they let the Rams do the same thing in the divisional round of the playoffs. Buffalo controlled the entire game from start to finish. And at one point in this game, the Bills had 2 times as much time of possession as Dallas did. But I'm not going to sit here and harp on it for the rest of this video because it's the most obvious thing from this game. The Cowboys got bullied up front. Their front 7 could do nothing against Buffalo. And it is now a major concern heading into the last month of the season and into the playoffs when you're playing San Francisco and Philly on the road, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But as bad as the defense was, the offense did no part in helping out. 195 yards of total offense doesn't even tell the story. The Cowboys offense had no answer for what the Bills were doing on defense. They were playing a too high shell, couldn't figure that out. Dallas couldn't run the ball, and they got beat up on the front, and their front got beat up on offense as well. There was never a rhythm in this game. And with the way that Buffalo was running the ball on the other side, you really weren't going to get into a rhythm when they were taking off 8 to 10 minutes of the clock. And I'm going to make this quick because I'm not going to sit here and harp on Dak Prescott, but I don't think he played terrible in this game. I think Dallas got bullied up front. Mike McCarthy's play calling was very average, and the offense just didn't play well. And this game might push Dak Prescott out of the MVP conversation, but I really don't think it was all on him. Now, what I will say, this is all around one of the most frustrating games for the Cowboys this year. Don't let the recency bias get to you. This was a bad game, but this is the second time on the road that Dallas has been dominated like this. Dominated in all areas of the field. Offense, defense, and special teams. From the beginning, it felt like one of those games where nothing could go right. Defense couldn't piece together a stop. The Cowboys offense looked slow against the Bills defense. It was like watching a completely different team play than what we've seen the past 2 months. It reminded me a lot of what we saw in San Francisco from the jump. The Bills simply looked bigger, faster, and stronger than you. But here's what I take away from this game. Dallas isn't good on the road at all. It isn't a narrative that people are trying to push. It isn't some made-up thing that ESPN is doing for clicks and ratings. They are not good on the road, like at all. They haven't been beat by 2 playoff teams on the road by a combined score of 73-20. And guess what this team is going to have to do to win the Super Bowl? Win 3 road games against likely 2 really good teams. Against likely the Buccaneers, and then go on the road and beat the Eagles, and then go on the road and beat the 49ers, and then you're going to be on the road in the Super Bowl. Does that sound doable to all of you after watching these road games this year? Let me know down below in the comments. Feel free to voice all of your frustrations with this game, this video that I just made. Let it all down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please still like the video. More Cowboys videos are coming this week. We're going to break down this game, figure out what went wrong, what the Cowboys can do to fix it. But don't worry, I love you all, not the Cowboys right now. I'll see you next time. Bye.